Is the crypto bull market over? Is the altcoin season cancelled? Do we have to bag our bags and are we going straight into the bear market? In today's video, I will tell you all about it. So please stay until the end so I can tell you exactly how I am preparing, how I am setting up my wallets for the upcoming weeks and months. So let's not lose time and start right into it. Never before we have talked about World War III more often than now, but I don't want to talk about this today because we can hear it everywhere, but in my opinion, we shall concentrate on the things we have a direct influence on and on the outcome of your portfolio you have a direct influence on. For example, after the drawdown of the Ukraine-Russia war, Bitcoin pumped about 42% in 35 days. And that was deep in a bear market. But now we're still in a bull market. The interest in Bitcoin was never bigger than now. If you ask me, we are in a clear bear trap right before the FOMO and the euphoria comes in. So this could be the last chance to prepare your portfolios, to prepare yourself for what is coming in the next weeks. Also, some other big players are telling us clearly this is the last bear trap before we are going into a crazy altcoin season. See ya at 6K ETH soon, guys. Also, Howard Lutnick, the Secretary of Commerce, is telling us he is buying every damn dip there is out there. I'm gonna be the buyer of your Bitcoin. So if you're thinking about selling your Bitcoin, you're selling to those guys. But as you are watching my videos, I am certain that you are one of the smart Bitcoin long-term holders, because the Bitcoin long-term holder supply has not gone down, as you can see here. And also the Bitcoin rainbow chart is telling us one clear direction. The Bitcoin rainbow chart tells us to buy the dip as long as you can. This could be one of the last setbacks before we are going parabolic. If you want to earn money, you just have to talk to people that are already billionaires, for example. Let's listen to what Tim Draper is telling us. In uncertain times, one thing is valuable everywhere: Bitcoin. The billionaire Arthur Hayes is also telling us that the current weakness is only temporary. Bitcoin still is the safe haven number one. Or maybe Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki tells us that the global debt bubble will burst and there will be three big winners. It will be silver, it will be gold, and it will be Bitcoin. And also, you just have to look at who is buying Bitcoin at the moment. We have here Green Minerals from Norway. They want to build their own treasury with up to $1.2 billion worth of Bitcoin. We have here publicly traded Sequence, who announced it will raise $384 million to launch their own Bitcoin treasury. Grant Cardone already bought 1,000 Bitcoin and he wants to accumulate 3,000 more Bitcoin later this year. And you want to tell me you're bearish on Bitcoin? And also MetaPlanet bought another 1,111 Bitcoin worth $118 million. That brings MetaPlanet to the 8th biggest institutional holders of Bitcoin. As you can see, all of these players are buying Bitcoin like crazy. But not only these players, we cannot forget that we also have the interest of states, of nations who want to be the number one, the undisputed leader in digital assets. Just listen to Donald Trump, to his plans, and you know in which direction we will go. The third big factor is the ETFs. BlackRock's Bitcoin Spot ETF is the fastest growing ETF in history. All of this leads to simply just one thing. As you know, the Bitcoin supply is fixed with 21 million coins. There will never be more than 21 million coins. The demand at the moment is exploding. But what does that mean now? If there is way more demand than supply, you can see it in the price. The price will skyrocket. But not only Bitcoin will go crazy, also Ethereum will go completely nuts. It's only a matter of time. You just have to look on the on-chain data. The active wallets on Ethereum are peaking. The cross-chain usage is booming. The only thing that's sleeping at Ethereum is the price at the moment. But this is good for you. This is good for you when the price is sleeping, when there is setbacks in price. You can still buy Bitcoin. You can still buy Ethereum very, very cheap. You won't be able to buy these coins that cheap for long. Don't cry if there is corrections. Use them. Use them wisely. Also, we have some crazy inflows. When we look at the ETFs, there is like $40 billion coming in only last week. And one metric that is really, really bullish is that there is already 35 million Ethereum token staked. That's a new all-time high. While everyone watches the price, smart money is locking up Ethereum, smart money is buying Ethereum like crazy, the supply drops. So also in Ethereum, we will very, very probably see a supply shock coming up because there won't be enough Ethereum to buy in the markets because there is that much Ethereum already locked up for additional staking yields. Also, AIXPT tells us that he thinks it is completely ridiculous what is going on at the moment. We see another all-time high in Ethereum staking and some people are panic selling because Iran launched some missiles. BlackRock bought 4 times the supply what miners produced alone last week, and Texas just signed their Bitcoin reserve legislation into law. But yeah, this is definitely the time to go short on ETH. I wasn't even aware of that AI can be funny too. So even if the times are rough at the moment, if there is high volatility, the money flow is intact. The cycle is intact. Bitcoin will make another all-time high, a bigger all-time high, and the money will flow to Ethereum. Ethereum will make another all-time high and the money will flow into large caps. This is certain, my friends. Many of the top DeFi projects we are using on a daily basis were born during hard market conditions. When we look at Hyperliquid, when we look at Uniswap, this is just a few examples of some very, very strong products with a perfect market fit. And Hyperliquid proved us that they can outperform during times of high stress. And as we're seeing in this crisis at the moment, the platforms that actually work are separating from the ones who propped up just by VC money and empty promises. People nowadays, and in my opinion, this is the best trend we can see in crypto at the moment, are going for products that work. They're going for coins, for platforms they like, they use, they think that have a future, that are generating yield, that are generating revenue. This is the way to go for crypto and the only way to go for crypto. But there's also some other bullish things coming up. Bloomberg just upgraded the odds for the ETFs coming up. We will very, very likely get a basket index ETF. The odds are 95%. We will get a Litecoin ETF with 95% odds. We will get a Solana ETF. We will get a XRP ETF. We will get a Dogecoin ETF. We will get a Cardano ETF. We will get a Polkadot ETF. We will get a HBAR ETF. And we will very likely get also an Avalanche ETF. And this is all coming up in July, in the next weeks. So please, my friends, prepare yourself, prepare your portfolios. And also the Fed is meeting this week to discuss the supplementary leverage ratio. All of this will lead to just one thing. Money printers will go on. The Fed will soon have to decrease their interest rates. And then the markets will definitely just only go in one direction. Almost all of the altcoins are oversold at the moment. This could be the bottom of the crypto market. What I'm doing, if I want to have exposure to one crypto project, I always look for a very low entry in the hard setbacks. And then I buy. And if there is another setback lower, then I buy again. So on average, I will get a lower entry in this project. This is the way you build your portfolio. If I can share only one last message with you, then have a look at this post from Alex Becker. I could not have said it better in my words. This is one of the greatest opportunities in crypto history. This is the lowest interest in crypto alts in the last decade. While governments, all banks, institutions and every major transaction business go all in on DeFi. These low prices combined with the massive wave of demand pressure, supply shock that is about to come are going to trigger the most outrageous overvaluations on crypto alts we've ever seen. Crypto is absolutely dead to the mainstream and more money is sidelined in melting dollars than ever before. This is the equivalent to the waves pulling back on the beach before a giant tsunami hits. The bigger the pullback, the bigger the wave, and this pullback is record-breaking. Yet, even with this, Bitcoin ETH keeps grinding up into bad news. This is because every major player knows and accumulating as much as they can silently without triggering mass FOMO. ETH will hit a supply shock soon and DeFi coins will go total nuts. As the above players rush to accumulate, the big players will blare this on the news, tell the masses to get in. Retail will FOMO back in harder than ever before. They will all wonder what's next. They will land on alts. These prices will straight up 10x to 20x, making people exposed to low mid-cap alts stupid wealthy overnight. You just have to read the writing on the wall. This game is already over. We have won. So if you're here, you already have won. Congratulations to that. The action bomb that will trigger this has already gone off. We're just waiting for the shockwave that is inevitable and on its way. You will never see a setup like this again. So use the time we have, my friends. Use it wisely. Now is the time to prepare yourself for becoming wealthy in the near future. If you need any help with that, just let me know down in the comments. If I was able to give you some good insights, please follow this channel, like the video and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. See you soon.